Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Banished. I know that we've already played 2 playthroughs of Banished. However, due to unforeseen circumstances with another series that I was planning on doing, I have time available, so I want to play some more Banished. I do really enjoy this game, and there are some new strategies that I want to apply that I've learned from the first 2 playthroughs. So we're going to make a new village. We're going to call it Civilet? No. Oh, that was a good one. Nuremberg. Turney. Cushingling. Inyokerne. I like that one. That's great. Okay, but we're going to play with valleys, large map size, harsh climate, disasters on, and starting conditions hard. And before we really dive in, here's a couple things I'm going to do. We're not going to accept nomads very often. Very rarely, because I feel like both times that my villages have failed, it's been because of nomads. And what I'm also going to do, and this to some people might seem completely obvious because that's just how they play. I've played a little bit different. Let me get things where I want them and then I'll explain what I'm talking about. I sound like a crazy person right now, don't I? Indeed. Inyokerne. We'll put the resource limits up there like normal. Got my little setup that I enjoy. You know, one thing we might do though, we could actually get rid of some of this stuff. Like, how often do I actually look at the resource limits? Not very often. Why don't we change it up a little bit? We'll play without it for a while for this time. And let's close the event log. Do we close the event log? What pops up usually in this? Usually just death notifications and people coming of age. Let's go ahead and turn that one off. We'll just put this thing over here. Very minimalistic design this time. Of course, now I feel awkward and out of place because I need my map. Where's my map? Yeah, I don't know. Close. No. I can't do it. I'm too used to having it. I need them all. I tried. I'm sorry. I tried. Okay, so looks like a smiley face, like a goofy looking face there. It's got a little inland lake up here. We've got a tiny lake that's connected to a river. That river looks like it's probably not big enough for the traders. This looks like the trading river. So we don't have a lot of water on this map, which is going to change the way that we try to gather resources. We're right in the center. That seems to be where you always start, right in the center. But, okay, so normally what I've done is in the past I've tried to build houses right next to jobs. And I've just always tried to minimize the travel distance between a home and the job. So for instance, Hunter's Lodge or a forester's hut, we'll put houses right in that compound to try to make them travel less. And then I would have a market in between multiple compounds so that the people would work their jobs and then they'd all go to the market, then they'd come back to their house and they'd live there and they'd do their job. The idea behind that strategy being that they would spend more time working and less time traveling. But what I realized is that by putting the market between compounds, they're still traveling from one location to another to get the resources that they need. So if that's the case, why not reverse it and just see if that works better? Which probably will work better. I don't know. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to have no homes near jobs. We're going to focus on homes near markets. And if the job is far away, then the job is far away. But we're going to keep the homes near markets so that hopefully they don't do that thing where we get into the food spiral of death, where they stop working their jobs because they're too focused on gathering food. So yeah, this looks like a good spot for a mine. I think we just build right where we're at. And let's, oh, I'm gonna remember the controls here. I like the top-down more view for sure. I was also reading on the forums, apparently these deer are completely cosmetic and they don't actually do anything. Like, they will occasionally go up and smack them and kill them, but deer huts, like, they're not actually represented perfectly. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it. So we're gonna cut down some trees, we're gonna cut down a little bit of stone, tiny bit of iron. You know what? We don't need the iron. Let's just cancel that. We'll just go stone and trees. Oh, wow. Speed 5 is or speed 10 is fast. With a fresh village, they are quick. We're also going to need a little stockpile here so that they can gather that stuff up. They won't actually start buildings until it's moved into a stockpile. Kind of strange to me how they aren't willing to work. Oh, I did not mean to designate the iron. That was the wrong button. No iron. Stone only. And trees. Because we're not going to make any stone homes from the beginning. We're going to start with wood homes. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's build a couple homes. And so let's think about this. So like if I were to build a market, which we're not going to build one quite yet, we would want it to probably be like up here. So it has a lot of surface area. This would be ideal, I think, like right up here. So actually, let's plot it down and then just pause it. That'll give me a frame of reference to work from. So we want to build homes, probably just kind of... Heck, let's just build them up there. I mean, let's just really focus on building around the market. So we'll build a home here, here, here. And that should... It's not quite perfect because... It's just not. Or no, it is. I'm sorry, I'm crazy. It is fit perfectly in there. Okay, good. So we'll build those 3 homes. We need to designate a few builders if we want to get that done. And if we have to have people walk from their home all the way to the fishing hut, then that's going to be the difference that I was talking about. So it is what it is. Let's go back up to speed 10 now that we've kind of got some stuff set up in order. Work, work. Build, build. It is only 3 homes, so we're going to be lacking a bit. Okay, so pretty much everyone's bringing resources over. I think we had enough stuff. Need a little tiny bit more stone, but we actually have enough, I think, for that extra home. So let's go ahead and get our 4th home up. And I think we will designate a little bit more stone. And for now, let's put a storage thing here as well. We do need to start the food gathering process right away. Low on stone, most likely. No, firewood. Interesting. Well, they use that up pretty quick. This is hard and harsh like before. Okay, so we've got our 4 homes. I do want to get a fisherman's hut right away. And I was reading up on like how effective these things are, and it is just based on how much water they have access to. So it's too bad that can't be more out in the open. I want to try to be as like efficient as I can be with space. I don't want to waste space. We're going to do lots of smaller farm plots, and also I've been reading up on the efficacy is an actual word, of course, of farm plots. And like I've been having in the past, I was having 4 farmers per plot on a 20 by 20 farm, and you don't, or sorry, 15 by 15 farm. You don't need that many. Apparently, you only need 2 for certain types of crops. So I went a little bit overboard on that. Definitely get some fishermen going right away. We're going to be a fishing village like always. We'll have 2 builders, and let's go ahead and get a gatherer's hut. In the first few years, if you don't remember, it's all about just kind of hanging out and gathering a bunch of stuff. $30 logs, we've got 30 logs. 12 stone, we've got 12 stone. We should be fine. The storage cart's very suboptimally placed, but it'll have to work. Oh, you poor people, I know you're hungry. In Inyokerne. So they should all be working. Why are you people so hungry? Oh dear, somebody already died of starvation. I feel like we started off with like less food than normal. That's weird. And these guys are having to carry the food all the way over there. That is definitely an inefficiency. I think until we actually get the market and a series of vendors up and running, this system or strategy may work less effectively than before. But, you know, what are you going to do about it? Quit starving to death, you. You a child? It is. It's an 8-year-old female. Looking for something to eat. Well, there's like mushrooms all over the place. So go get them. We'll go down to 1 builder and 3 gatherers. And actually, I'd prefer to have gatherers over fishermen. So now, looking at this thing, it's, you know, we're going to have people traveling from the community center. Which is probably, this is why I said at the beginning, that to some people this may seem obvious that this would be maybe the way it's supposed to be. Because you've got markets and houses and, I don't know. Just changing things up. We're going to need a woodcutter. As for where to put him, I don't really know. I guess I'd prefer for him to be outside of the range of the market. Or maybe not. No, the market should probably have a woodcutter right next to the market, because there's going to be wood stored in the market. It doesn't need to be all homes next to the market. So that's going to be a road there. Let's put a woodcutter here. We've got 1... No, we don't even have laborer. The child died. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Off to a great start. Population of 16. Now there are some achievements that I want to get. Eventually I want to do the uneducated one, because I think that'd be kind of funny. Still feeling speed 10, right? Good. Yep, so without the market they are being kind of dumb. A little bit derpy. Having to go all the way down there. Building that market is going to be a fairly large undertaking for such a small population. We gathered some stuff. Not much. There's lots of stone in here. It's not really a full-on like and that's also another example. Like, let's say someone's working at the gatherer's hut and they live in the town center. Well, they have to wander around within the circle anyway, so they're still traveling a lot. So the actual house being next to it doesn't really make them that much more effective. I think we'll see that this strategy will work a lot better. We have very little iron. It's very, very cold out. That is Celsius. Not a huge amount of fish. For some reason, with games like this, also like Dwarf Fortress and SimCity, I always enjoy the starting out process more than the managing some huge, huge conglomerate village. Not sure why. There's just something about the freedom of having nothing designated and being able to plot it out from scratch. Somebody left the fish out there. They're freezing. Those fish. Poor fish. So they're taking the fish to the storage cart because the storage cart essentially functions like a storage barn. We are starting to see this thing go up. Nobody's actually freezing. Well, we have some people who are kind of cold. Do you not have any firewood? Yikes. It means that some of them might be... Well, they're just not going to work as well this year. But fortunately we got through the first winter with flying colors. And we had a couple people come of age, apparently. Somebody became an adult. Good. Well, we're going to want a woodcutter next year. And we're going to want another fisherman. Or maybe not. Maybe we want to get a hunter's thing first. $34 logs. We're going to need some more logs. I think we can afford to chop down some of the logs in the actual town. Oh, that's interesting. So while it's designated and paused, you can't actually tell them to chop it down. We'll prioritize all this. Maybe we'll get enough materials from that. And it looks like we might want to designate a stockpile over here for now as well, so that they don't carry it halfway across the map. This one's only got 2 stone in it. Yeah, these things have barely any stone at all. So we will remove these stockpiles. And I think I'd like to have a storage barn. Kind of like, if this is going to be the center of the town, I'd like to have a storage barn, like, at each of the 4 corners. So storage barn somewhere in this area would work pretty well, just because this is where most of our food gathering is happening. Kind of a resource expensive thing to build for now, but it'll work. We have quite a few kids that are ready to maybe branch out, form their own homes. We have no schools, so an 11-year-old can go start a family, which is creepy, but true. So maybe we do want to build one more home, not go too crazy. We're low on stuff, watch out. Logs, food, and stone. None of those things are important. Let's gather some of the stone up. Happiness always seems to go down in the very beginning. So grab another fisherman for now. It feels so different to me having all the homes in one spot compared to before. And maybe we go down on a builder, down on fisherman, get a couple more hunters. Fuel limit's 200. We don't have any wood for them to do their job. Let's unpause this and they'll gather some of that. Those trees. Right there. We'll have 2 people working on that, the laborer and the other one. Don't actually want them to start it, I just want them to cut down the 34 some trees. It's working out okay. Definitely need more logs. And once they're done with this... Oh, okay, they are done with it. They're just gathering up the logs. Perfect. Now we'll pause so they don't actually bring anything to it. So way too early for a market, I think. Little bit of a stockpile of food, not much. Very little firewood. And I am going to build like a forester's lodge somewhere. We're already on to winter. Prioritize the logs so we can actually get some firewood this year. Okay, well it's turning into a little village. I like the idea of doing it this way. I think this is going to go really well for us. So I'm going to take a break here, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.